Robert Caldwell. Tom Rhodes. Welcome to tonight's match between the Lumberjacks of St. Mary's High School and your Kellogg
Gentlemen, Josh McDonald, Simon Miller, we are here. Buckco, Ty Cheney, and there's another little human being up in that booth up there. I don't know who it is though, but we are here at Andrews Gymnasium for what probably is going to be the most important volleyball match of the regular season.
It's a tilt, isn't it?
This really is. This is your host Kellogg Wildcats taking on the current league leaders for the Central Idaho League, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks.
Wait a minute. I can't tell the difference between these two teams, Josh.
We're just gonna have to look at the numbers.
Right and left?
So we've got purple numbers for Kellogg,
Okay.
gold jerseys with purple numbers, and gold jerseys with green numbers.
Okay.
You watching at home. St. Mary's is on your right and Kellogg is on the left. This match, the first round, round one, happened about 2 weeks ago. It was during a rather brutal stretch for the Wildcats. They lost in 4, but in that final fourth set, they actually blew a 9-point lead, if my memory serves. You did. You were.
I feel like they were there and they just let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to credit St. Mary's. St. Mary's took it back.
Yes.
But it was monumental.
So that swung the balance of power in the Central Idaho League, which had been squarely in the palms or paws of the Lady Cats. And suddenly there was a new person on top of the Central Idaho League.
St. Mary's has not lost a CIL match since,
No.
nor has Kellogg.
Nor has Kellogg. Starting tonight for the Wildcats and Coach Steph Batchelder. Maddie Cheney, a senior, number 12. Izzy Davis, a sophomore, number 9. Abby Neff, a freshman, number 11. Zoe Brooks, a junior, number 6. Macy Jerome, a junior, number 5. And Brielle High in the libero. She will be wearing pink for the Wildcats. And for the Lumberjacks, and Coach Rochelle Fisher, along with assistant coach and Kellogg alum, Kellogg great, Sierra Brandt,
Oh, goodness.
on her coaching staff.
That wasn't on my bingo card today.
Yeah. Junior, number 1, Ava Stansel. Junior, number 4, Tyla Jansen. Sophomore, number 8, Mia Ashbury. Junior, number 11, Lily Daniel. Senior, number 13, Berkeley McGreal. Senior, number 14, Tacey Watkins. And senior, number 15, Stacy Mitchell. Berkeley McGreal will be wearing the green libero outfit. It actually looks like she is out there right now. Maddie Cheney's crushing hit there.
Having herself a couple of serves, letting herself be known, maybe inspired by the visit from her sister just a few days ago.
I tell you what, these Wildcats have been operating kind of on a different level lately. It was kind of a rough stretch for them, like I said, where they played Clarkston and had possibly one of the most dominant sets of volleyball I've ever seen, only to subsequently drop the next 3 sets.
I mean, you and I were thinking, oh, we're going home early.
Yeah.
And then, uh-oh.
And not just early, like the fastest 3 sets maybe we've ever seen, yeah. And that's not the way it went. Clarkston rattled off a few more and ended up taking that one. And that,
And they sustained it. It wasn't
Yeah.
like they came back and then it got even. It was like they came back and just did not relent.
right, it was something got woken up inside of them. And Izzy Davis, who I actually ran into Izzy in a grocery store following their match the other night against Priest River, I believe. And I told her that we were calling her Izzy Hype Davis because she just plays with a certain level of energy that is infectious when she is on the floor. And for being just a sophomore, word on the street is she's actually a very talented wrestler. So that should be interesting to see in the wintertime. Nice hit there from Zoe Brooks.
Are very aggressive right now.
Yeah, they've started out the match incredibly aggressive. I will say I'm struggling a bit with the dueling gold uniforms, but, you know, we're up here. Oh, Izzy Davis with the little hook shot. And I kind of love this thing that we're seeing here. It's not a hit. It's not a tip. It's not squared up to the net.
Right.
It very much is it's the sky hook.
Yeah.
It's done with the form of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the skyhook, and it seems incredibly effective. Izzy Davis seems to have turned it into a bit of an art form. Emily Coe with
And just a lot as of late.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of come onto the scene.
And, you know, it's one of those things where when you're finding Zoe Brooks knew exactly what happened there.
It was aggressive, though.
She landed about 6 inches over the center line there.
I do like it. I like the aggressiveness, for sure.
But the Wildcats on top early, 6-4 here in this opening set. Good serve from the Lumberjacks. Popped up there. Zoe Brooks is going to have her revenge. Great hit there. Wildcats just kind of controlling the net. And off the block, St. Mary's is able to find a soft spot in the Wildcats defense.
And I'd say advantage student body tonight so far. St. Mary's up in that southwest corner, bringing it, Josh.
Yeah, they're excited, and these two student bodies, it should be interesting to see how they do. And we have another center line violation. Wildcats almost over-energized, maybe a little too aggressive.
A little bit. That's the second or third one, and those are all. This is rally scoring. They're all points, Josh.
Yeah, those errors are not ones that you can necessarily play defense off of. And now I'm wondering how long Coach Batchelder kind of lets this one go.
I mean, I think in the first set she lets it go a little further than we think, but credit to the St. Mary's Lumberjacks for going down by 3 or 4 and rattling off 5 straight points.
And, you know, I talked to Coach Batchelder the other night after their matchup against Priest River and got some insight to a few questions that we had been asking about who can hit and from where.
Right.
And she gave me some interesting rules that I don't think any of us had any idea about. Well, any of us who aren't volleyball aficionados. But I'm going to read them to you just so you guys maybe can understand a little bit.
And also in context of the information Coach Cheney gave us.
Yes.
Because that was invaluable as well.
So we were wondering if there were limitations on where people could and could not hit from.
Right.
where they could come up and play from, all sorts of stuff. So Steph Batchelder texted me and said there's no limitations on where front and back row players can go after the serve.
Okay.
But the libero can never be in the front row, and back row players can't jump above the height of the net if the libero passes to them. Back row players cannot jump in front of the 10-foot line. They can land in front of it on an attack, but have to leave the ground behind it. Hopefully.
Oh, holy smokes. Like, okay, my brain's already going, okay, and then the ball comes in a matter of under a second, and I'm supposed to process all of that.
Right. It's so how, if you're the ref, how do you track?
Yes, how do you keep track of this?
Yeah.
I mean, this is opening my mind to so many things.
That also explains why certain attacks and certain hits, because I've always wondered why they don't, hit from the back row the same way that they hit at the net.
Right.
Because
That's
you're not
exactly.
allowed. You're
not
allowed.
because I'm physically unable to, but because I can't.
I'm physically, or I'm legally
Right.
obliged to not.
Oh, I thought that was so close.
Wildcats, who started this game out very aggressive, have kind of backslidden into a realm of sloppy play that is one of the things that has, I don't want to say become a hallmark, but something we've grown a little accustomed to with this particular group.
Yeah, we have, and we've been spoiled. Josh, we've been spoiled, and it's been something we haven't been accustomed to, but we've been kind of seeing them work it out in phases, and then it goes back.
We deal with, it's almost like it's just the lapse at the beginning. Oh, my. What a hit.
That was a great dig there. Is that Brooks?
Yes.
That was a great job by Brooks.
It's almost like the nice block there by Maddie Cheney, but every match they need a little less time to get to fix their sloppiness.
Right.
But we are.
But it's always there.
Yes.
It's still there.
And we just grew very accustomed to the near surgical precision of the predecessing teams that the Wildcat volleyball program has had
that
at their
happens,
disposal.
Josh, when you have such good teams and you have that expectation. Anytime you make a change and you've got talented underclassmen, you still have that period of, but Haley would have done that. Grace would have done that.
Right.
You still have that. It's not a negative. It's just who's going to do it next.
Who's going to be the one?
It's going to be soon. Hey, by the way, Coach Batchelder just gave on the serve. She did the clipboard incognito, and it looked like the hang loose sign.
I mean,
I'm loving that. I don't know what serve that is, but I want more of that.
If that's, whatever that is, I know she will sometimes give them a number, and that number correlates to a specific spot she wants them to serve it on the floor.
Right.
But not entirely sure what the hang loose.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a 2. Maybe she just separated them so you could see. Don't confuse it with a 1.
That is an aggressive 2. Nice block there at the net by the Lumberjacks.
Wildcats, great hustle there.
Abby Neff. And what's the call? 4 hits.
Yeah, I don't know. That was Emily Coe just going to bat down on the floor, making sure that didn't hit the ground, and it's going to be a St. Mary's point. 14-10, Josh. We're entering the danger zone.
The danger zone. Wildcat crowd wearing the dark uniforms that would probably make viewers at home a lot more happy if the Wildcats were wearing them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of black up there in the crowd. It's not a whiteout tonight.
It's
similar
not a whiteout.
to last Friday's game against Frenchtown.
But the clothing choice for the Wildcat crowd is, in fact,
I'm waiting for your adjective.
Yes.
I'm waiting for it.
It's delightful.
It's delightful.
It's
delightful.
delightful.
And that's a great job by St. Mary's, just putting it where.
They're rather form-fitting on some of our.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get that, too. I mean, except for, I see a couple must-be cross-countryers here.
I see Blake.
It looks like just a long sleeve.
I see Blake Coburn on the floor wearing one.
Blake,
and he's filling it out quite nicely.
Looks a little,
He's wearing Izzy Davis's alternate, and
Coulter. I think Coulter Woods got one on. I think. I
see one of the twins.
Luna's got one on his shoulder. He's like, I'm not even gonna try this.
I see Tom O'Neill is wearing one. It looks like My own child is wearing
Oh,
one.
net crawler.
The old
I
net
hate
crawler.
net crawlers unless they're for us.
Unless they're ours.
Other than that, I hate them.
Coach Batchelder also did want to let me know that anyone who would like some Kellogg volleyball apparel.
I took advantage of that today. I bought a couple of items.
Should go over to bsnteamsports.com and search Kellogg High School Volleyball, and they've got all sorts of sweet.
Yeah, those
purple.
sideline stores are great, Josh. You can get 2 or 3 items for under $50, and
there you go.
Some of that money goes to the individual programs at Kellogg High School.
20%, I think, is.
I'm wearing one right now. Kellogg High School
It
Golf.
is a nice
Represent.
one.
There we go.
It's a good look.
Good stuff. Wildcats close that gap, Josh, 15-15.
St. Mary's
Let's
takes
see
the time
if
out
Buck
there.
can take us to a commercial. We're going to test our producer here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
Back out of the timeout. Wildcats taking
by
control.
Haley, or
Maddie.
Shout out to Haley. Our commercial didn't have any audio there. We're sorry about that, but we're still thankful for NASCO for
Yes.
being a great sponsor of Wildcats Live and really one of the
founding members.
Yeah, one of the founding members. So thank you for that.
Ooh, serve sails wide left.
Just a bit. Credit to the St. Mary's Lumberjacks for letting that go because it wasn't obvious.
No, it wasn't an easy one to peg there, but those are tough. And we've talked about impulse control in the volleyball realm, and almost another center line
This one
violation.
is back and forth, Josh. This is how you want. Oh, almost a net crawler. Thank goodness it wasn't.
And I
hate net crawlers unless they're ours.
I'm really struggling with these jerseys.
I am too. Devin Weber, thank you for chiming in too. We hope you have a good time watching this as well. Devin Weber, Kellogg High School student. So.
Oh, and another Lumberjack miscue leads to some Wildcat points.
2-point deficit here. This is.
Wildcats have rallied.
Yeah, it's been pretty neck and neck, back and forth this entire time.
Nice serve there. That's old Izzy Hype Davis.
How about Neff with the savviness to just say, try to figure this out. I'm sending it right back. And St. Mary's unable to, so 3 points.
Coach Batchelder's ability to
hang loose.
There it is.
There it is. That's the hang loose. We got to figure out, is that the
I wonder if it's like serve it at the libero.
Or maybe that's the helium lead balloon.
Could be.
Maybe not,
I'd
love it. I'd love it if we could call out the lead balloon. Here it comes.
If she could, like a pitcher, like it's a specific pitch, like a breaking ball.
Yeah.
That would be really cool if they could do that. I'm sure they can.
And then you could shake it off. What if you're the server like,
Probably shouldn't be letting people know Coach Batchelder's secret signs on the air.
I know, but you can't see them. I mean, nobody can see them.
You don't know when she's
You can't tell
calling
her what she's doing behind that clipboard.
Oh.
But, yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, you're on the inside here with Wildcats Live, everybody.
She'll send me a text about it later with probably a good laugh.
Listen, if she puts the kibosh on it, we're done. But if she's like, hey, I can't believe you guys saw that. Like, no one else can see it. You're good. Go. Okay. But if she wants to put a limit to that, I'm good with it.
Wildcats here pulling away. That's Danny Henriksen serving for the Wildcats, another freshman. And Coach Batchelder's ability to, I know it's a program-wide, but she seems to find.
Her rotations have been pretty, she's pretty good at that.
She maximizes every drop of potential.
Yeah, she does. She really does, Josh.
I mean, 2 weeks ago.
2
weeks ago, we weren't talking about Izzy Davis.
We weren't. We didn't even know she was on varsity, except if you looked at the roster.
Right. And now she is a major, major contributor. And, I mean, part of the reason why the Wildcats have seen some of the success that they've had over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And then early in the season, it was Maya Reynoldson who really, really, really set the tone early and often for the Wildcats. And it's like she knows when she needs to go to.
Josh, put this in basketball perspective. As a JV coach or a varsity coach, like just knowing you can put in whoever and go like, I think this guy's it's gonna struggle for 2 possessions, but then it's just he's gonna score 6 points.
Yeah, and it is.
She has that ability.
Alarming how it works so well for her, but she also has like situational rotations. Okay, against a bigger front line, you're gonna see a heavy dose of Maya Reynoldson and Danny Schelleriff.
Yeah.
You'll see Maddie Cheney there, and then maybe against a team that isn't as big but can hit, maybe you see a lot of Izzy Davis and Emily Coe. It's just magical to watch her get her rotations as tuned in and as tight as she has figured them out.
Yeah.
And then it's even more fun to watch her celebrate with her team. That was
we just
hype
saw,
right there.
Josh, we just saw about a 4 to 5 point stretch of volleyball. That's probably the best these girls have played this season. And I was looking back to say, are we getting any replays on this? And why did I doubt? Buck is back here on the controls. He's showing replays. He's looking at the sound input. He's got the text. He's in full control, just as these Lady Wildcats are.
And I'm watching Coach Batchelder in this timeout.
She's fired up.
Her and Coach Luna are very much giving probably the old NSFW huddle speak. And if that's what it takes, I can tell you as a coach, I mean, you've been there too.
Yep.
There are certain players that you just have to.
There's the make or break time.
Yes. I can think you probably had some make or break conversations with guys like
golfers.
Tyler Gibbons.
Yes, I have.
And I bet those were more animated than they were subdued.
And they could have gone either way, and I'm glad most of them went the way of the Wildcat.
Yeah.
And credit to my golfers because they always come through.
Thickest skin for a sport that doesn't. Woo! And
Tammy Atkins says that's in after dodging and running for cover.
Dodging the concussion.
And that's going to be 25-19, and just like that, Josh.
That's set number 1. Wildcats on top. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with set number 2. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
Valley and North Idaho for more than 50 years. With 3 generations of family expertise and community loyalty, they have a well-earned reputation for hard work and excellence. No matter what your needs, you can rest easy knowing that your project will be handled quickly and professionally. From energy-efficient windows and sliding glass doors to bath enclosures and mirrors and a comprehensive auto glass service as well. Let the experts at Shoshone Glass take care of your home, auto, and business needs by calling 208-783-1159 or going to shoshoneglass.com. Go Wildcats! Family owned and operated since 1948 and located in Smelterville, Idaho, Nickerson's Towing and Sales have been taking care of the Silver Valley and beyond for over 70 years. Chad and his crew provide 24/7 mobile services, towing and recovery, and also have a full shop facility available. Whether you need a tow, a jump start, a winch out, a tire change, or fuel delivery, Nickerson's can do it all. As Chad says, no matter how poorly you park it, we can help. Nickerson's also provides services such as secure storage, truck and trailer repair, brakes, transmissions, suspensions, and much more. Chad and family are devoted, longtime supporters of local youth athletics and activities, as well as all things Wildcat. Give them a call at 208-784-1238 or find them on Facebook at Nickerson Towing and Sales. Wildcats Live would like to thank Nickerson's Towing and Sales for all they have done and continue to do for the community, including their sponsorship of Wildcats Live. Go Cats!
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Josh McDonald here, alongside Simon Miller.
I think
Butco.
is the mic hot? Let's see. Test 1, 2. Yeah, I think it's hot. I think it's coming in.
We got hot mics.
You can let us know if I'm not coming through. We did switch our sources to make sure that was working. So
All right. Well, if you can't hear us, you can't hear us.
we know we can hear you, Josh, because
That's
Buck saw that movement coming in.
All right. It is set number 2 here. Andrews Gymnasium. Wildcats took the first set 25-19 over the St. Mary's Lumberjacks. This match really is for the Central Idaho League. I don't want to say championship because there's still a lot of volleyball to be played, but it really feels like this is your.
I mean, this is where districts come through, right? I mean, is it the same system in the 2A? Like, if you win league, is that where you host those matches as they go? Or
have
are we
to believe
COVID
that
or post-COVID, or what are we in?
With our big league and how just geographically spread out it is, I'm wondering if there's not a neutral site.
There could be.
And if it's a neutral site situation, you know, winning the league just determines what your path might be.
Yeah, maybe.
Not so much hosting and things of that nature. But right out of the gate here in the second set, Wildcats not really bringing, not finishing with the same level of intensity and precision that they ended set number 1 with. But
we've seen that before, though. I mean, we've seen these Wildcats. I think something that comes with youth is you almost have to take a couple logs and put them on the fire and stoke it back up again. It's
Yeah.
like they need to have that fire lit.
And these volleyball matches have potential to be relatively long affairs.
Yeah.
Not as long as they were 20 years ago, but a 5-set volleyball match can take anywhere to up to 2.5 hours, depending on how competitive the two teams playing are. But we don't really want to see that.
No, I mean, we're comfortable with a quick 3-set sweep.
We love and we got really accustomed to them the last couple years in the Intermountain League. I think the Wildcats only gave up 1 or 2 sets.
We are definitely spoiled, I will say that.
Season when it came to league, and a lot of times those were not home matches when we were doing our broadcasts.
I mean, Josh, we got to the point where we were surprised if we lost a set.
Yeah,
And that's a credit to the volleyball program because
it's a lot of
it's like saying our basketball team hasn't lost a quarter for 7 games.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's similar to that.
Which is that would be an ungodly statistic. I would like to track that now. I think that'll be a job for our head of basketball operations, Mr. Everett Jennings, to track for us. But these Wildcats and this program have just, over the last 5 years, have.
Oh, that was a nice hit. It really was.
Right down the lane. It was just a little too long. And now the Lumberjacks have taken the lead. I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, and that was I'm okay with that. Just be aggressive as long as it's within the realm of your rotation.
And we got a little insight last week when Lisa Cheney came up here to the booth. You know, Abby Neff, she is our team's leading assist getter. She is a passer extraordinaire.
Right.
But she has been, that came off Maddie's hand funny. But Lisa explained to us that she's also a very capable hitter, but that's not her role right now.
Right.
And we've seen a few.
And it's tough. When you're that good of an athlete, it's tough to say it's not my role when I can do it.
And Izzy Davis got very close to a line violation there.
Josh, I just love that we're saying Izzy Davis's name so often now. It's like she just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, she's playing. And the one other thing that Coach Batchelder has figured out is it's not a situation where her volleyball players are playing. Oh, what hustle!
A lot of good digs there. Yeah, I mean that was just that wasn't Yeah, that wasn't like we beat ourselves. That was it.
Sacrificing your
Yeah.
body to make the play.
Neff and Brooks just getting on the floor.
But Coach Batchelder has closers.
Yeah.
I mean, she has people specifically designed to rotate into the match at the end to put it away, and she keeps them fresh.
Josh, what is the you're the movie guy. Is it Coffee is for Closers?
Coffee is for closers. That's
Glenn Ross. Yeah.
And it's Alec Baldwin.
Yes, I've seen that. I just couldn't remember the name, but I just remember Coffee is for Closers.
Yeah, because the winner of the competition gets a brand new set of steak knives.
There we go.
Coffee is for closers.
There we go.
But she can go with a whole other team.
Yeah.
She has a whole other capable
Well, look at that
team.
bench. We haven't seen Avery Little.
Yeah,
and she was in the first 3 or 4 matches. She was in on every play.
Yeah, Avery Little, Maya Reynoldson, Danny Shilriff. Those 3 haven't gotten in.
But look at, they're all, Josh, it's not like they're sitting there going, oh, I'm not in.
I'm not in, I don't care.
They're fully engaged. They're fully, it's just a thing to be. It's just great. As another coach, as you are, it's just great to see.
Oh, Steph has cultivated or created a culture. What a hit.
That was a great hit on the back step there by Cheney.
Yeah, the old fall away, the Dirk Nowitzki hit.
I mean, we're 9-9, so this is just back and forth, trading punches right now, Josh.
And this was about what the first set looked like until the Wildcats went on a little run there to close it off.
Just right at the end.
Oh, and a net crawler.
Love
on
the crawlers
kill.
as long as they're not against us. I hate them, but if they benefit us, I tolerate them.
The old creeps. Don't like the creeps unless they're in our favor. But the Wildcats here in a position to potentially extend their lead, and they will. And it's like St. Mary's is late to a lot of balls here, and Coach Fisher's not happy about it.
Little mini run there, 3-point run there, and the Wildcats now with a 2-point lead in the second set, which is good. It's a good sign, Josh.
And for Coach Fisher to use her timeout there, she must really be unhappy with just the level of energy that she's seeing from her team.
Josh, we have a timeout, and let's stay here because a lot of this stuff, the student body stuff is great. I like that to come through the mic, but Everett and I, speaking of Everett and I came up to look at the new shot clocks. So as we're looking here at the wonderful traditional brick massive arch stadium, court of Andrews Gym, where are you thinking some shot clocks should go?
I think they need to go in the top left corner behind the backboards.
So are you talking like on the inside or outside of those air returns there? Maybe to the left?
I think they need to be mounted to the backboard itself.
Okay.
Up against the glass so that they can be easily seen.
So they have mounts for the poles if you have a traditional standard where it comes down, but they don't have anything to mount it to the backboard itself.
And I think that'll be the easiest way to kind of do that, where it's easily seen, unless we mount them, because the way our gym is set up is if we put it off to the side, it might be difficult for players and coaches on the other side of the court to see where that's at.
My thought to Everett was, if no matter what you choose on that pallet on that side, you've got to mirror it on the other side. So if you're a player and you're looking to the left here when you're coming down the court, and you're coming down the other side in the second half, you can't be going, where's the shot clock?
Right.
It's got to be
so if it was
symmetrical.
if it was in the upper left corners of the backboard, I feel like that would be an easy place for people to see it, and then it would also protect it from half-court heaves and things of that nature. And I love that Idaho's adopting the shot clock. I don't think that North Idaho has nearly the problem.
No,
in terms of the,
I don't either. And I think that Idaho also has a pretty diverse, your 5A, 4As, and your 1, 2, 3As. The style of basketball, the population of students you're drawing from, I just don't think it's as cut and dried as. It's great to speed this thing up and score points, but sometimes a team, that's all they have that came out for basketball, and we're going to slow it down and play to our strength. It's almost like you're saying, if you don't have the kids, sorry.
And I've heard.
I get both sides. I really do.
I've heard a lot of the both sides argument. I've also heard from the smaller schools that don't want to necessarily pay to have someone operate it.
Yeah, there's the overhead as well. I mean, I hadn't got into
volunteer.
that, but
But, you know, the one thing that I guess none of these players have necessarily been on the receiving end, and maybe they have, but Simon probably remembers 2012. So Ryan Beggerly, Ryan McDonald, Garrett Wentz, Taylor Holstrom, Tyler Morgan.
Yep.
A very good team. Nick
Very
Serrano.
good.
They went down and played a state game. Them and St. Mary's were the top two teams in the state all year long. Went down and played Weiser, and Weiser just killed the clock the whole game.
Right.
And I think a team that had scored 70 points all season long was held to somewhere in the 30s.
In the 30s. I mean, I've been through the Kerfoot era, so I know what good defense can do to a score without the shot clock.
It was a little bit of good defense, and then a lot of
taking the air out.
A lot of 40-second possessions.
Yeah.
And when you're in a situation like that where you're almost powerless, you can play good defense and not let them get a clean shot, but if they're not even looking for a shot, playing keep away almost puts you in a spot where it's not fun to play. Playing keep away is not fun, especially when there's a time limit. And so I will say that I don't think the North Idaho schools, from all the basketball I've watched, will have much of a problem. Everything north of Lewiston seems to play the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say north of Lewiston. I'd say north of Lapway.
I mean, and you have to – there's enough warning. They're not going to have it in regular season play this year or state. Next year, technically, it's not in regular season, but it will be at state. You're dumb to not have it in regular season if it's going to be at state. But it's not like they're just throwing it upon everybody and saying shot clock today.
I can tell you almost without a shadow of a doubt that it won't affect Kellogg boys basketball.
Well, not in our current stature and our current pace of play.
I don't know that we've had a team in the last 15, 20 years that has played slow down basketball.
Right.
Going all the way back to players like John James.
No, we haven't had a time where we have just tried to neutralize a game because we were so overmatched that's our only. I just feel for the schools that don't have the horses, that's their only. I mean, if you're a smaller school, if you're a 2A or 3A, you don't have that tradition that Kellogg does. I don't know. I guess a little part of me feels like, hey, if a coach is smart enough to, I'm going to dictate the game, and the other coach is like, oh, you can't? Well, wait, you are?
Right.
No, wait, we're going to give you a shot clock now, so you can't.
Just one
because,
of those.
Yeah, because the genesis of the shot clock in the ABA/NBA was we want to see more points. It's more exciting. It's not saying that's not basketball. It's just saying that's modern basketball is points.
And I think now that we're 50 years removed from that period.
Right.
Now we want to make sure the game stays at a certain pace.
Sure, I get that, and I get it. I just think that it's not going to benefit everybody, but nothing ever does. Josh,
we're
gonna. This has been a back and forth. I thought Kellogg was running away with this. They had a 3-point lead. Now they have a 2-point lead. I'm gonna give my headset over to one of my faithful and hard-working, no longer a freshman, now a sophomore golfer, Easton. He's gonna visit with you for a little bit, so I'm gonna let you lead it.
All right. Easton, welcome back, my friend. This is the second consecutive game I think that you've done this now.
Yeah, it feels good.
I think you're trying to tell us something here.
Yeah.
If you like doing it so much, you can get involved. I'm sure Simon won't tell you no.
I got the okay from Heather about this, so she allows it.
Oh, Heather gave you the okay, huh?
Yeah.
Well, what are you seeing so far that you like from the Wildcats?
They're just playing aggressive. They're playing a lot better than they did in St. Mary's.
There's a lot of energy. I would say aggressive, almost to the point where in that first set they were so aggressive they were picking up a lot of silly line violations and stuff like that because they were, I think, a little amped up.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Nerves get to them. Home game.
Yeah, big home game.
Yeah.
Pretty good crowd here at Andrews. What are your thoughts on the matching gold uniforms?
they got to pick their own uniforms today. They said, I don't like it.
Yeah. I wonder if they just like the gold ones better.
I think they might.
Because I see a bunch of our student section wearing their dark uniforms.
Yep.
And I think our viewers at home might have appreciated to see the disparity between the two uniforms, but we've had to tell them that the St. Mary's is on the right and the Wildcats are on the left a few times so that they know who they're watching for. Because outside of the libero jerseys, the only differentiator really is the color in the numbers. And I don't know that our crowd at home can pick that up on just the camera feed, though. So, interesting situation there. Simon and I were just having a pretty light conversation about the new shot clocks that will be going up in the gym prior to basketball season. I don't think it'll affect Kellogg basketball at all. We don't play very slow, that's for sure. But yeah, so all things that are good. In other news, I'm assuming you were at that football game last week.
Yeah, the Frenchtown game.
Yeah.
It was a close game. It's just we didn't pull it out.
Yeah.
A couple of turnovers kind of just cost us.
Yeah. And I think, credit to Frenchtown. They played well. It was a really fun game to watch. I would rather watch a competitive one than an 80-0 blowout because I did that. That was not as much fun. So, this week the Wildcats have
Bonners Ferry.
Undefeated Bonners Ferry, an old Intermountain League rival. And what should be a really, really competitive game that I feel the Wildcats absolutely must win.
Yeah, it's definitely a must-win.
It's a must-win for their season and their psyche, but it would also do a lot to help them in the rankings. So what is your prediction for this game?
Because I feel like I left a little bad mojo on the prediction last time.
Okay.
So I'm just going to keep it to myself this time.
Okay.
Because I said we were going to win by 8-9 points. That's losing by 8-9 points.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep my prediction to myself.
Okay.
Is that Easton Town?
What's up, guys?
Yeah, we've got the people.
What's up?
I was trying to figure out what this voice in my head was. That was our producer, Ty Cheney, up in the camera booth. Is that Easton Town? Wait, who is that voice in my head? Wildcats trailing by 3 here at the end of this set. St. Mary's with possession of the ball. Wildcats need to return this serve. Not a good start. Free ball for the Lumberjacks. Good little tip over the net. Wildcats with an opportunity here. Zoe Brooks, little tip herself. Punch over, and that is going to land in.
That was perfectly placed.
That was a great ball for the Lumberjacks, who have now put themselves in a spot where they can trade points with the Wildcats
and end up winning the set.
And still win the set. So now all they have to do is play the Wildcats dead even. They can play mistake-free volleyball. Abby Neff with that dump set over the net.
That dump set that she does
is super cool.
Is just crazy for a freshman, too.
Yeah. And the Wildcats here getting a little sloppy. And it's really frustrating because it feels like when they start this sloppy play, it has a tendency to have a snowball effect.
Yeah.
And get the shout out from the twins, our favorite twins.
Yeah, they always want it.
They always want the shout outs.
They're always going to get it too.
Wildcats here just need to get a stop. Great hit there by the Lumberjacks. And, the one thing I will say, being back in a league with St. Mary's, so they left the Intermountain League following the 2012 school year. So they were a 3A team up until that point in the league with Kellogg and Bonners and Timberlake and Priest River. And now that Kellogg and Priest River have dropped to the ranks of the 2As.
Hey, you're getting a little talk from the crowd. They want up here because I'm up here.
I think we're going to get Reed Watt caught up here for a second.
Up.
But Wildcats are going to lose this second set.
Yeah, really.
25-18. Just not great play there at the end. But like I was saying, it's the snowball effect that seems to carry into the other sets when these kinds of things happen. But that was going to do it for set number 2. We're going to be back with set number 3 as well as another special guest commentator. Thank you for watching Wildcats Live.
From plywood to paint, tools to trim, they have it all, or they can order it in just a few days' time. Kellogg Lumber Company is a veteran-owned business that has been supplying the Silver Valley with quality building materials to contractors, builders, and homeowners for 4 generations. Personal service and knowledgeable staff make Kellogg Lumber the right choice for your next project. With 50 years buying experience, let Steve and the knowledgeable crew at Kellogg Lumber use their many well-established vendors to source the materials you need for the right price and delivered on time. Kellogg Lumber, more than just lumber for 4 generations. Hometown proud sponsors of Kellogg Wildcat Athletics and Wildcats Live. North America's premier silver mining and refining company and headquartered in Denver, Colorado, Sunshine Mining and Refining is a precious metals production, development, and exploration company primarily focused on silver. Their namesake project, the Sunshine Complex, is 100% owned by SSMRC and is North America's only vertically integrated silver complex. Located in the mining-friendly Coeur d'Alene Mining District in Idaho, the Sunshine Complex is composed of the Sunshine Mine and Sunshine Refinery, located in the heart of the Silver Valley, Kellogg, Idaho. Sunshine Silver Mining and Refining support many local endeavors and are 2021-2022 Wildcats Live Gold level sponsors. Check out their website at sunshinesilvermining.com to learn more. Go Wildcats! Purple and gold through and through. Shoshone Glass has been serving the home and auto glass and glazing needs of the Silver Valley and North Idaho for more than 50 years. With 3 generations of family expertise and community loyalty, they have a well-earned reputation for hard work and excellence. No matter what your needs, you can rest easy knowing that your project will be handled quickly and professionally. From energy-efficient windows and sliding glass doors to bath enclosures and mirrors and a comprehensive auto glass service as well. Let the experts at Shoshone Glass take care of your home, auto, and business needs by calling 208-783-1159 or going to shoshoneglass.com. Go Wildcats!
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Josh McDonald in the booth with our producer Buck Coe, Simon Miller, and special guest, the Kellogg Student Body resident hype man, Reed Wildcat. Reed, how is it going, buddy?
You know, it's going great, Josh. I just love to be here watching the girls. You know, the student section, it's the funnest part, and I think I'm a big factor in what makes us the best student section in North Idaho.
You're getting a Reed chant right now.
Yeah, we got the student section cheering for me. I love them all down there.
It's a lot of fun, I will tell you. There's nothing better than having the student section chant your name.
Oh, yeah.
I've had it a few times this year myself. I really do enjoy it. But as far as getting the crowd hyped seems to have been like your mission this year.
Oh, yeah.
From the Bazooka celebration, which is a fan favorite, to some of the special dueling chants between like us and the Wallace student body. What do you love most about being a volleyball hype man?
I mean, I just like the chants a lot. I like getting the opposing team pretty fired up, getting them mad, and you know, it's just fun. Like last year, we lost a lot of hype seniors, so I mean, this year I was like, it might be my job to get the student section fired up, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm here every home game. You'll see me right there in the front row. So
every time,
always down there.
Every time, always. I mean, right now you're wearing a volleyball jersey, it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
So this week, Last week, tough loss to the Wildcats in football. You are a kind of a do-everything defensive player. You play a little wide receiver. You're also the backup quarterback. Yeah. What are you looking forward to this week in what is turned into a really important matchup between you guys and your former league rivals, who are still kind of your rivals from Bonners Ferry?
Oh, yeah, Bonners Ferry, a lot of bad blood going on there. I'd still say it's a big rivalry. I mean, everyone that I've talked to here wants to beat Bonners Ferry. Like, heck, even fans want to beat Bonners Ferry more than I think I do.
Yeah,
But,
I get that.
I mean, yeah, Bonners Ferry, it's they're 6-0 right now, so they're coming to our house. Should be a really good game, and I mean, hopefully we spoil their undefeated season.
I would love that. Wildcats Live will obviously be bringing that action to everybody live who can't make it to the game. Any special themes for this week? I know last week was the whiteout, and it looked like the most people I feel like I've ever seen at a Kellogg football game. There were so many people there. Any special themes for this week?
Not that I know of right now. I assume we'll come up with one pretty soon. But, yeah, the fans have been great at the games. You know, I just see when you look up and you see the whole student section filled all the way to the top row at Teeters, it is fun, and it does get you hyped up. And, home field advantage definitely is a thing at games, and that's why I like playing at home a lot more than I do away. Just the atmosphere at Teeters is pretty special.
I agree. Well, Reed, thank you so much for coming in. I think you need to go down and get the student body hyped up. They're staring at you more than they're watching the volleyball game now. So I think you need to go get your crew hyped up, and you should jump on these a few more.
Oh, yeah, Josh. I'll always be ready to hop on.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for coming on, buddy.
I appreciate you. Bye, guys. Great. See?
No
You're
edits
nervy
needed.
as to
I told Reed
commentate.
if I needed to edit out, I was going to hang him out the window here
No edits needed. We always
and
talk
talk to
about
his dad, and he said no problem.
We talk about Reed Wildcat like he's some sort of troublemaker, and that really
Oh,
probably
who would say that?
couldn't be
come
further
on,
from the
Josh.
truth, I believe.
Come on, Josh.
He's a good-natured kid. He's hilarious. He is absolutely one of the funniest guys.
I would say hilarious, but I would say witty, because you got to have a good brain and a good intellect, and you got to have wit, and he's got it. And so does Easton. You know, we got two guys up here. When Rick told me, hey, you know, this should be a club or a class, and I've got Buck and Ty, and now all of a sudden we got a little high school interest, and maybe this should be a class. Kellogg High School, Kellogg Middle School, and this should be a regular thing.
The old Wildcats Live AV Club.
Yep.
That would be cool.
Shout it back to John Bailey.
Yes.
Broadcast KMS. Go even further back. Todd Goodson Productions.
Yes.
Rich Polson. Jacques Lemieux. John Bailey. I mean, we already talked about K-Wall, but let's bring this back. Let's get some people interested in the media production and consumption, and that's what I envision. So
we are not in a shortage of quality events, quality athletics.
No.
As soon as
and we're not in a shortage of quality streaming, Josh.
Yes.
NFHS, who is that?
Right.
How many people are watching that thing right now?
Oh, gosh, I hope none. And if they are, I hope someone tells them there's just
St.
a better
Mary's,
option.
if you're watching NFHS, get on this stream.
Woo! One another great block there from Emily Coe. Wildcats battling back here. They started this set out down 5-0, and that's going to hit the line.
That's a crawler.
That was the old creep and crawl there.
Gosh, I hate the net crawlers, except when they benefit us. But
Right
I
out of
still
the
hate
gate,
them.
Reed Wildcat gets back down there, and immediately the student
He
body
ignites.
is
He's the
loud.
igniter, and I mean they're missing Easton too, but Easton's going to stay back. He's going to give
Easton-
he's going to give another little bit here.
So, and no disrespect to Mr. Easton Town, who is hype in his own right.
I think Easton's
But
just a little more soft-spoken than Reed.
Reed is literally the guy on the floor with the cheerleaders. He is.
Yeah, he's a little more
at the front every time, usually dictating some of the craziness.
Easton's got more of a golfer's mentality. He's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to be outward, and I'm just going to let my knowledge and my golf game speak for it, and that's how Easton is, and that's why I like him on
Reed
the
is
team.
one of the kids that tells
Reed
everybody
has
to throw the
absolutely
rocks.
no
And
shy
Easton's
in
the one
him.
that gets caught throwing.
He is literally. If he had to go and stand up on the stage with his pants down to get the crowd hype, he would do
during
it.
a basketball game. It was the league championship game, not the district championship game against Bonners Ferry. And I'm sitting next to Reed on the bench. About 35 seconds left, and we're up by, I think it was like 20 at that point against Bonners. We kind of ran away with that one. And Reed looks up at me and he goes, "Coach, what if we lose?" And I just stopped because there was like 35 seconds left. We're up by 20. There's no way we're losing this game.
Right.
But now suddenly I'm going, what are you talking about? And why are you saying this? And I look over and he is just grinning ear to ear because he knows he just rattled me
Right.
for nothing in something that's not even real, not even remotely reality. And
Now he took you out of it. Yeah, he's got that ability to do that.
it's just so funny because at that point, that was the exact lighthearted thing to break up the tension.
Yeah,
But that's what Reed brings to the table.
he does.
And he's a killer athlete. He's a great baseball player. Not a lot of kids are patient into their junior year.
Well, you have to be. And he's been playing with the Luna boys and some guys out in Coeur d'Alene. He's been around athletics for a long time.
His first
he
drive,
gets it.
His first drive as a varsity quarterback, his freshman year,
Priest River, right?
was a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that's the
Remember
kind
that.
of player he is. But
He's
he has been
calling
beautifully
crap on the
backing up
referees, just so you know.
Ripley Luna.
A little bit of tension going on
great,
down there.
Great kid. So Wildcats trailing by 4 here, and I think we're going to get a double hit
So
here
trailing
from
by
Lumberjacks.
3, and the Wildcats put a little mini run on here, so I'm going to turn it back over to Easton for a couple more points.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and keep getting some high school guys involved here that want to come up and be a voice for Wildcats Live. Oh, that's the janitor. I was going to say we got another one at the door, but we're not going to get him on just quite yet. Easton, the bar is low. You have to make sure you keep on, or I'm going to go get that guy out there and bring him in.
Oh, Easton. Right now, Wildcats back down by 4 again. We talked about this. The sloppy play snowball is really what we're going to start calling this.
Yeah, it haunts us.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is, if it's just maybe some mid-match malaise to go with the alliteration there, but we just tend to get in a bit of a rut, especially after good starts. Oh my goodness, that ball hit the middle of the net and walked up. I don't know that I've ever seen one of those before. It
was great. It's great.
It literally rolled up the
pardon
net.
my
It just said no to
French,
gravity.
But a net crawler from hell right there if you're
Kellogg.
on the Wildcats side. Want to shout out any of our St. Mary's viewers who might be hanging out with us. I think a lot of our viewership right now is probably locals who know about it. But go over to our Facebook page, Kellogg Wildcats Live. We post all of our links there. We keep a pretty good track of all of our athletic records there. I know Simon consistently is updating graphics, flashing up our sponsors. We have so many numerous sponsors. We're thankful for every single one of them. Those big ones down there at the bottom, there's some of our foundational sponsors, our Wildcat level sponsors who we throw their names up pretty regularly as well. Wildcats looking to rally here, and if I was Coach Steph Batchelder, I'm probably hoping that I get some big production out of Abby Neff, which seems almost unfair because she's a freshman and we're asking her to do so much.
Yeah.
And right there, it looks like we're going to get another line violation.
I feel like it's just like the little things that kind of just messes up. Because we get into a good rally, and then we just get called for running into the net or something like that.
And Easton, this might be a little bit before your time, but when I was in high school, they played a style of volleyball called side-out volleyball. So side-out volleyball, you could only score points if you were the team serving. So think about that. Think about how much longer.
Up towards us.
Almost got a game touch. But side-out volleyball scoring, those matches would go 3.5 hours. We would start one at 7 o'clock.
And go till like 10.
And not leave until 10 o'clock sometimes. And those battles were some pretty epic volleyball battles here, especially between the Wildcats and these same Lumberjacks. St. Mary's was absolutely the power in the waters for a while. And then after that, the Wildcats kind of went on a weird stretch where they didn't make any postseason appearances. They were always knocking on the door, but never quite able to get to the state tournament. Then Coach Batchelder took over, and I think we've made the state tournament every year since, which is just absolutely marvelous.
Yeah.
She's really kind of changed the culture here in this program. Ooh. Just another kind of weird play there from the Wildcats.
Really just scrapping it together.
Yeah. Ooh, nice hit there from that left side. Good tip there by Danny Henriksen, another one of our talented
Freshman.
exceptional freshmen. Abby Neff with the dump over the net. Well played and defended by the Lumberjacks. And the Wildcats, this is a good rally right here. Maddie Cheney going to hit from that mid-range area. Hit over the net by the libero.
Good dig.
Popped up. Oh, and Izzy Davis. Izzy
Davis.
Izzy Hype Davis is what we call her. And there's a reason for that. I saw her in Yokes after the last match, and I asked her, what do your legs feel like after a match? Because if you watch, she just hops. She hops down the line. And that must just destroy her calves.
Yeah.
Either that or she's the strongest person in the gym. Not sure. Heard she's a good wrestler, which probably has something to do with that calf strength. Can't be sure. Can't be sure.
I don't know. It's just.
But, you know, what is your favorite part about coming to these volleyball games, Ethan?
Honestly, just the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd?
Crowd getting into it, just getting involved.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's funny because Simon and I, when we started doing this, we were doing football games, and we were like, you know, could we do basketball? Yeah, I think we could probably do volleyball. Yeah, I think we could probably do volleyball. Problem is we were like, we don't know anything about it, but let's try it.
And now you're here.
Now we're here. Now it feels weird when we don't do a volleyball game, but we're learning so many new things. I mean, the fact that you know that it's called a dump set. Oh, the Wildcats are serving. I was missing a Wildcat for a second there. But we've learned so many things. Do you know what it's called when the Wildcats dive on the floor and use their flat hand to keep the ball from hitting the ground?
Someone told me about this. Someone on the volleyball team. Isn't it called a pancake?
It is called a pancake, my man.
I think it's because of.
Macy Jerome play, hint, hint.
That's because of number. I don't know what number she is. She's
Who are you
not
talking
on the court.
about?
Emily Coe.
Emily Coe's on the court, number 8.
Oh, well, she told me about it a couple days ago.
Simon and I tried to call it the spatula. We thought that made more sense. We still believe it does, but we'll live with pancake. We also were calling. I don't remember what we were calling the dump set before.
Izzy Davis with that hook.
And she's just landing in front of the line, and I wonder, that must be very difficult to try and like control your body there. Almost like she needs to like bring her feet up, but then I mean I guess she risks falling into the net.
Yeah.
So I mean I don't really know what the solution there is. A little bit of control perhaps, but she is absolutely making a ton of plays at the net for the Wildcats. Danny Henriksen on the hit. Ooh, just about a foot long.
See, Kellogg down by 7.
They'd gotten within 4 when Coach Fisher and the Lumberjacks took a timeout. They've rattled off 3 points straight since, and that was a laser beam that was sent right at poor Olivia Sawyer. Just darted her there. Macy Jerome in the game for the Wildcats.
Number 14 from the Lumberjacks with the serve.
Who are trailing the Lumberjacks here by 8 points now. Izzy Davis on the nice tip over there. Set up, Maddie Cheney hit, and we're gonna get a double hit there on Abby Neff. And Wildcats are starting to show a little bit of that bad body language, like they're frustrated with their play and it's not going their way. Ooh, into the net that goes.
I think
Wildcats with a little bit of life here. They're gonna have to be dang near perfect to win this.
I feel like look who's serving though.
Who do we got?
Izzy Davis.
Izzy Hype Davis. See what she has for us. Great serve there, right at the libero. Back set, tipped up, and just not in position. And we're getting to the point here where the Wildcats are going to have to
fight
probably,
for these last
probably start figuring out if it's worthwhile to wave the white flag or live to fight another day or try to make a comeback. But the Lumberjacks serving woes here are giving the Wildcats extra life, extra opportunities to get back into this. In St. Mary's, the Lumberjacks rallied from 9 down to win the 4th set. That was a carry. I appreciate the attempt. Somewhere between a finger roll and a Michael Jordan reverse layup on that one.
The effort's there, just can't do that.
Yeah, a little English on it. If you're spinning the ball with your hand, you're probably doing something you're not allowed to do. Oh, and right now, things are a little, I mean, at this point, if the Wildcats can end this match with a little bit of momentum, even if the Lumberjacks pull it out.
I feel like then we can win the 4th set.
Yeah, you're going to have to win 2 more. Ooh, that probably sailed long. Free. Oh, and that's going to go into the net here. A carry. Wildcat ball.
Down by 5 now. See that little momentum that you're just talking
about. The student body needs to get a little bit more excited. I feel like maybe they're not aware of
what's
the
happening.
Situation around them right now.
This is a pivotal set 3.
Yeah, these third sets. Great dig there by Brielle High. Maddie Cheney, good hit. Oh, and just long. And that
could do it.
That could do it. Wildcats gonna have to hope for maybe another errant serve or
some Wildcat magic.
Yeah, a little magic here. And net crawler popped back over the net by Danny Hendrickson. Ooh, Emily Coe skied for that one. And, I mean, it feels like a little bit of Wildcat magic here. Popped up. Macy Jerome, decent hit.
I think that was going to be out.
That was definitely going to be out. Free ball for the Wildcats here. Oh, and that dunked into space. And I feel like the momentum is with the Wildcats right now.
It's just the student section's not quite there right now.
They're starting to pick up a little bit. Abby Neff here. It's another person we're happy to have at the serve line. Good serve, popped up, goes backwards. Love when that happens. Oh, Emily Coe gonna hit from the mid-range. At the net, tipped up, and that was tipped off the hands of Maddie Cheney. So that's gonna do it for set number 3. The Lumberjacks take it 25-19. We'll be back with set number 4 after a word from our sponsors. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
From plywood to paint, tools to trim, they have it all, or they can order it in just a few days' time. Kellogg Lumber Company is a veteran-owned business that has been supplying the Silver Valley with quality building materials to contractors, builders, and homeowners for 4 generations. Personal service and knowledgeable staff make Kellogg Lumber the right choice for your next project. With 50 years buying experience, let Steve and the knowledgeable crew at Kellogg Lumber use their many well-established vendors to source the materials you need for the right price and delivered on time. Kellogg Lumber, more than just lumber for 4 generations. Hometown proud sponsors of Kellogg Wildcat Athletics and Wildcats Live. Family owned and operated since 1948 and located in Smelterville, Idaho, Nickerson's Towing and Sales have been taking care of the Silver Valley and beyond for over 70 years. Chad and his crew provide 24/7 mobile services, towing and recovery, and also have a full shop facility available. Whether you need a tow, a jump start, a winch out, a tire change, or fuel delivery, Nickerson's can do it all. As Chad says, no matter how poorly you park it, we can help. Nickerson's also provides services such as secure storage, truck and trailer repair, brakes, transmissions, suspensions, and much more. Chad and family are devoted, longtime supporters of local youth athletics and activities, as well as all things Wildcats. Give them a call at 208-784-1238 or find them on Facebook at Nickerson Towing and Sales. Wildcats Live would like to thank Nickerson's Towing and Sales for all they have done and continue to do for the community, including their sponsorship of Wildcats Live. Go Cats! NASCO is a loyal Wildcat activity supporter and Kellogg-based construction management company. Their primary focus is supporting our U.S. military's Department of Defense through the performance of multi-million-dollar federal construction contracts. NASCO has a long history in the Silver Valley where their home office has been based for more than 23 years. They have enjoyed continued growth and now have multiple satellite offices nationwide. To date, they've worked on over 50 military bases and performed more than 3,500 construction projects in 32 states across the U.S. NASCO is proud of their Silver Valley roots and is actively involved in local community events and activities. You can find them on the web at nascousa.com. Wildcats Live would like to thank NASCO for being the original gold-level supporter and proud partner. Thank you, NASCO, and go Wildcats!
Back, ladies and gentlemen, set number 4.
Pivotal set 4.
Yeah, it's a must-win for the Wildcats. They're going to have to win. They're going to have to win 2 more here to close out these Lumberjacks. And what is starting to feel like the beginning of a rivalry reignited.
They're just, St. Mary's is just so good at recovering after.
And that is an art form in the game of volleyball that I don't think gets talked about enough. You can have your superstar hitters, and was that Danny Hendrickson
That's
there?
it. I thought about this. That's the SS connection. That's stepsister connection right there.
We're not going to call it the SS connection unless we're referring to a ship. Because otherwise, SS, I believe, has some sort of World War II references, and no, we're not going to do that. But the like the USS connection, like it's a ship in the Navy or something. But yeah, you're not wrong. Simon and I kind of picked up on that early. We thought that maybe it was because they were just freshmen and they had played together, and then girls basketball coach Jana Nearing kind of clued us in on the whole thing. So now it makes a ton of sense that these two seem to know where each other are. I mean, when they're the same age, they've been playing the game together for so long. Oh, good receive there by the Wildcats. And Maddie Cheney doing
what Maddie Cheney does.
That Cheney thing. And, you can have those, though, and like we were talking about with the recovery, when you have a team that just knows how to keep the ball in play, maybe not the most skilled at the net, free ball here for the Wildcats, not the most skilled. Maddie Cheney's starting to get in her bag, I feel a little bit, which is terrifying if you're on the other team. Macy Jerome going to take her turn hitting the ball. And, that's one thing. These Wildcats have hitters all over the place.
Yeah.
Abby Neff is actually an incredibly good hitter, but because she is playing the role of passer and setter, it really does put her in a spot where I don't want to say it limits her game, but she's not being relied upon to hit the ball in the same way that for the last few years, Grace Nearing wasn't really ever relied upon to hit the ball. Ooh, and Simon and I have talked about this. One of the things that we really get frustrated with when we watch these girls, they have a tendency to kind of, the ball's coming and they can't really make a good play on it, so they just kind of throw their hand up in hopes that they make something.
It goes somewhere there.
But then the ball, it just careens all over the place. It's basically unplayable. Oh my goodness, Maddie Cheney's eyes got big there and probably could have waited to have that set up a little bit closer to the net, I think. But now the score sits Wildcats 4, St. Mary's 3. And I think if you're the Wildcats, you almost want to put the Lumberjacks away early here in preparation for what should be
set number 5.
Those short sets. From the first serve till the fact that it's over, even if you win 15-1, every possession feels so much more important when it's abbreviated like that. You know, it's just terrifying. I can think of numerous times Simon and I have been on the edge of our seats, specifically in some of those Kellogg Timberlake matches over the last few years, because it always seemed to come down to those two in the league championship, the district championship,
and even state.
Yeah, you know, when those happen, man, it just becomes such high pressure volleyball, and you have to play perfect. You really don't have any room for error in a fifth set, and it's usually the first person to blink that loses. And I think the Wildcats need to make a run here if they're going to have a chance to win this match. This would basically put them in a position to tie the Lumberjacks for the league championship, unless, that
was an amazing serve.
That was a brutal serve to try and put into play here. And, you know, when I look at the coaching, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, Rachel Fisher, a talented volleyball player in her own right. Sierra Brandt was an Intermountain League MVP and a Kellogg standout for 4 years, and really part of the foundation of what this program has become today. We were nowhere near as successful prior to her arrival. In fact, I can remember watching her as far back as when she was a freshman. Great direct set there by the Wildcats. Setted that back. Setted? Is that the word I would use there?
Yeah.
Setted it. She setted it. Set it. She set it all the way into that back corner there, just a few feet in front of Tammy Atkins. Popped up here. Ooh, good hit by the Lumberjacks. Well played by the Wildcats. Emily Coe, a little misdirection. What a play there. Kind of a little punch. We're going to get a double hit here on the Wildcats. These sloppy double hits that we are seeing.
Kind of is like a momentum shift.
It really, I mean, you can't make a mistake. It's a point. Yeah. Avery Little making her first appearance in the ball game here. Oh, and Abby Neff trying that little dump set, which is very, very difficult. It looks like a timeout taken by the Wildcats. And one of our producers just said that the officials can tell a lot about the double hit based on the footwork used by the player hitting the ball. So if it seems like it's off balance or something like that and the setting is involved, maybe it's just that the physics of it make it impossible for it not to be a double hit. But who knows? We've learned all sorts of new rules today in the realm of volleyball. Things that Simon and I would have never guessed in a million years would be rules. We have found out are rules. So, you know, volleyball is one of those sports that you got to remember some stuff on the fly that, gosh, I don't even know how many sports there are that have kind of this kind of quick reaction. The only way to be successful is to have some superb hand-eye coordination. Woo! And that's going to sail long and into the crowd. Wildcats trailing here 9-6. in what was what is, not was.
A must-win
It's
set.
a must-win set for the Wildcats. And that is going to sail long. Line judge Stacy Deshawn right there to make the call. And for those of you watching at home, hitting the line is in. Very similar to the game of tennis. So
Good
a
serve.
judgment call there, and that was what we lovingly call the lead balloon. So you're going to get hip to our lingo, Easton. The lead balloon is where it floats over the net and then
And it just
immediately
dives straight
drops. Yep. The lead balloon hath been activated. Oh, what a great set there into space. And that's one of those things where it feels like maybe the Wildcats are almost out of position. They're playing a little too far back, because when you have all those people at the line or at the net trying to make a play, and then that's dropping right over into just a mile of dead space there. Ooh, and that came off Avery Little's hands. A little crooked, it seems. And Avery Little going to come out of the game. She's a little frustrated with herself. And this game almost feels like you have to seize momentum, and then you have to keep it.
Yeah.
As soon as you start to get to the point where it's a little like you're almost not necessarily doubting yourself, but playing with low energy volleyball players, I would assume, rarely win games, because you can't be low energy and be expected to fly around the way these girls do. I mean, the one thing, yes, the playable court is within the black lines here. I believe the dimensions are somewhere between, 30 feet wide by 60 feet long, I might guess. That's just me trying to eyeball it here. But really, every inch of the gym is playable if you can get there. If you can run up into the bleachers and make a play, then the ball is still playable until it hits the ground. Even playing it off the ceiling is technically allowed. Woo! That was tricky.
They somehow got that. And
She'll get you again, though. She'll get you again. She's not afraid to try it twice. Wildcats close the gap here. It's 12-9.
I feel like that if we're always down, I feel like we're always down 3 to 4 points.
And it's 3 to 4 points is a death sentence in volleyball if you can't gain ground, because you have to win by at least 2. Ooh, another lead balloon there. This one from Abby Neff. Nice set from Neff. Little net crawler. And the Wildcats will score again, and now it's a 2-point match. 2-point set. Set, not match.
Set.
Gosh, I'm like a rookie doing this. But another great serve there by Neff, just dropping as soon as it clears the net. And that's going to sail long.
Down by 1.
Down 1, and I think we're going to see
St. Mary's timeout, maybe?
Let's watch. If the Wildcats tie this up, I think we see a timeout here. I mean, that with a one-set advantage, Coach Fisher doesn't have to panic.
Oh, wow.
But after that, I think maybe talking to her players, talking them through it right now, all tied up.
We're not getting a timeout, so
no
seize
timeout.
this momentum.
Great serve again. Good hustle there from Macy Jerome. Oh, that hit the line. I think
that was
Maddie Cheney has a legitimate gripe there. That rolled up the net and just popped over and fell straight down. Tough call there. That's a bang bang. That's a charge block call in basketball.
Well, then she'll just do that to
you. Remove all doubt. Remove all doubt.
Yep.
Better to be thought a fool and remain silent than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. And that was a direct spike there. Like, I think Buck Coe might be onto something. That
definitely Haley cheating us.
Looked like
we're gonna get it again.
And there it is again. And I think
that's a double.
I think Maddie's a little salty about the way that point was called. And it's starting to feel like She's taking some of her frustrations out on this ball. As long as the Wildcats give her an opportunity to put it in play, I think she's going to make that play.
Another beautiful.
Yeah, we're just getting also. Ooh,
That
and
was
that's going to
out.
sail out. And now I think we're going to see this timeout. And there's the timeout right there from
Yeah.
Coach Fisher.
What a rally.
Yeah, to come back from being 4 down to take a 2-point lead. Now, this is about the same position the Wildcats were in that third set. They had a lead, and then quickly the Lumberjacks erased it. So now it's going to be about the Wildcats staying the course, staying disciplined, and not getting sloppy.
Yeah.
Gosh, how about this pep man? It's always nice to have the pep man here.
Yeah. First game with them for volleyball.
Yeah.
Feels good.
It really does. It's one of those things where we don't realize how lucky we are to have such a
good band.
Such a good pep band, too. I mean, I've seen some pep bands over the years, and I can appreciate the efforts, but we've seen some not so great pep bands in our time. The best part is none of them are ever from Kellogg.
No.
Even at what would be, I don't want to say our worst, but at our least, our pep band has still been, gosh, so vastly superior to all of the other bands, it seems like, in the area. Another great serve there. Emily Coe right now, I believe, for the Wildcats.
That is Emily Coe.
And right now they're going to Maddie. It's
at all costs.
It's feed Maddie time.
Wildcats up by 3 now.
And now, I mean, you're still a ways away. I mean, you still need 9 points to win here. But you've gotten to the point where I think a couple plays here, and you can really put the Lumberjacks in a spot where they're going to have to play perfect volleyball.
To win.
3 balls like that are definitely not what you want. Nice block. What a great block there. That was Tacey Watkins.
Good block.
And that, I mean, what? Clocking in at 5'10" there. I think she might be a little taller than that, but heck of a block. Good timing. And now the Wildcats are going to have to play a little defense here. And receiving serves has been
kind of not.
It's been one of their struggles this year. Simon and I have talked about it quite a bit. It's just one of those things they don't do particularly well. Maddie Cheney, though, is just hitting everything that comes in her path.
Set 4, that's Maddie Cheney's set.
Yeah, I mean, right now it really does feel like it's Maddie Cheney 17, St. Mary's 14. Wildcats playing very well here down the stretch. Great serve there. That Zoe Brooks, Stacy Deshawn doing her best matrix move there to get out of the way.
4-point
and Wildcats now have taken a 4-point deficit, turned it into a 4-point lead. What was once 13-9 is now 18-14. Heck of a swing. Free ball for the Wildcats, and they're going to let it go out.
5-point lead
and now I think the Wildcats can feel it a little bit. Zoe Brooks has a tendency to go on kind of serve runs for these Wildcats, and I might have jinxed her a little bit there. Punched up in the air, punched over the net. Zoe Brooks right there. And fingertips on the ball. Great dig by Emily Coe.
Matt.
And then that's Izzy Davis there. Oh, blocked by Macy Jerome. And you know what I love? I love watching the coaches. Watching the coaches in the bench after a big play. You've got Steph Batchelder just living. She is living in the moment. She is so hyped up. It's just a ton of fun to watch. And when you have a coach that's that passionate, you can honestly understand why her players play with the intensity that they do. Oh, and right now it feels like the wheels are falling off for the Lumberjacks. Wildcats have seized the momentum, and
7-point
another
lead.
timeout. Oh my gosh, I don't know that I've ever seen timeouts that close together. I mean, she took that timeout when the score got to 16-14, and 5 points later she's taken another one. assistant coach Sierra Brandt having some one-on-one discussion, it looks like, with one of their players, while Coach Fisher addresses the main team here. And I think right now you've got to almost, if you're Coach Fisher and Coach Brandt, be talking to them about seizing a little bit of momentum and then expecting to play that fifth set. You've got to mentally steal the girls in order to compete in that fifth set, because the fifth set, like I said, you have to play mistake-free, but it almost feels like the more mentally tough team wins the fifth set. The team that can handle mistakes, and we've seen it. It was a few years ago, I believe, the Wildcats got down 9-2 in a fifth set. Double hit there. They got down pretty big in a fifth set, and they stormed back, which is just a huge deal. And now the Wildcats have seized all the momentum as Zoe Brooks tags Maddie Cheney in the back of the head. Brooks to sub out after going on a little 5-point run herself. She does that, though. She goes on those runs, and, you know, I'll take the trade-off there. If you can get 5 or 6 points and then just give up 1. Popped up there by Emily Coe. Dump from Maddie Cheney. Ooh, kind of a lazy set right there. Good dig by Olivia Sawyer. Ooh, swing and a miss by Maddie Cheney. Kind of put out of position there. It was a weird set coming from the back corner towards the front, but not quite where Maddie likes to hit it, more like a foot inside that 10-foot line. That's more like it. Yeah. That's where she likes to hit it. But right now, I don't think she's seen a ball that she's not interested in just crushing. And that was blocked right there. Oh, and it almost went out. St. Mary's answering a little bit of energy here. 3-point run for them, still down by 5. Abby Wilkes, a junior for these Lumberjacks, serving well here. But just as soon as I say that, she serves one into the net. And, you know, Wildcats just need to close this one out to get to that fifth set. Good serve there by Maddie. Set up, good kill. And I don't think that was tipped, was it?
I don't think it was. It sounded like it was. St. Mary's wants the tip.
I think they do, but I mean, gosh, I almost want to know if we had replay on that one. Looking to see here, didn't see it. I mean, the ball didn't change trajectory at all, so if it was tipped, it had zero effect on how hard that ball was hit, which is a testament to the St. Mary's hitter there. Oh, and that dump set's going to be a double hit. Almost like if she hadn't turned her body midair.
That wouldn't have gotten called a double.
That's a tough one right there. Wildcats still up by 6. And it's got to be perfect volleyball from here on out if you're St. Mary's. You can't give away any points. Izzy Davis, good hit there. And I think we might have a free ball here for the Wildcats if they want it. Oh, the dump set from Abby Neff.
Scrappy play.
Looks like we're going to get an opportunity here. Macy Jerome, little tip. And you are right. The Lumberjacks' ability to just keep balls in play.
Yeah, it's just what a hit.
Great hit by Izzy Davis.
Their just ability to scrap everything around.
Blocked down, not squared up to the net, and the block rolls to the ground. St. Mary's not going away here.
Down by 5.
What a great matchup this has been between two very competitive teams. Abby Neff can't quite get there, 24-20. And I feel like Coach Batchelder might take a timeout, you know. Maybe if they score another one, maybe then you take one.
Maybe regroup.
Yeah, you give yourself the opportunity here. Maddie Cheney pops up to Abby Neff.
That little
Izzy Davis will put it into play, and that'll do it. Wildcats take set number 4, 25-20. We're heading to set number 5, folks, after a quick word from our sponsors. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
NASCO is a loyal Wildcat activity supporter and Kellogg-based construction management company. Their primary focus is supporting our U.S. military's Department of Defense through the performance of multi-million-dollar federal construction contracts. NASCO has a long history in the Silver Valley where their home office has been based for more than 23 years. They have enjoyed continued growth and now have multiple satellite offices nationwide. To date, they've worked on over 50 military bases and performed more than 3,500 construction projects in 32 states across the U.S. NASCO is proud of their Silver Valley roots and is actively involved in local community events and activities. You can find them on the web at nascousa.com. Wildcats Live would like to thank NASCO for being the original gold level supporter and proud partner. Thank you, NASCO, and go Wildcats.
Josh McDonald here alongside Eastontown, Simon Miller. We got Buck Coe up in the camera booth waving to us. Great camera work from Buck as always. We had Ty up there earlier for a little bit, so shout out our awesome production crew. Simon's actually jumped into the production realm here these last 3 sets to give Easton a crack at getting on the mic, which is a lot of fun. He's having a good time. We are in the deep water, folks.
Set 5.
This is where you find out
how good
you are, and Easton's absolutely right. And you know, the crazy thing for these Wildcats is, you know, this is probably the most important match they've played so far this season. They have a heck of a back-to-back later this week on the road, taking on a very game Orofino team.
And then Moss.
And then,
no, they play Moscow.
Orofino and then Grangeville.
Jeez.
They have 2 league opponents back-to-back. I believe it's a Friday-Saturday road trip. So word on the street is Grangeville first, and then Orofino second.
Then we finish out the season with Moscow.
And senior night, Moscow next week. And so, you know, it's been a really hectic season for these Wildcats. And, you know, you got to get this win. You got to hold court on your next 2, and that will give you the league title. These Lumberjacks are not going to give it easily, though. And we saw Orofino earlier this year. I was not here for the Grangeville match. Wildcats right there respond.
Izzy Davis.
Heck of a match between the Wildcats and Orofino. Did not feel nearly as I think it was a 3-set match against Orofino, but it was 3 incredibly competitive sets. And the Maniacs have one of the more talented players in the league, and she's only a sophomore. Right now, the Wildcats,
Kind of looking a little sloppy.
they're down 3-1. There's been a couple miscues here, some things not quite going their way. It really does, it's a settle down moment. Like I said, mental toughness a lot of times dictates how the 5th set goes. So Wildcats serve receive. That's not great right there as Abby Neff plays one into the crowd. And just like that, we're pretty much already a third of the way.
Third, we're done with the set, and we're down by 3.
Yeah. Tough situation to be in. Olivia Sawyer digs one out. Macy Jerome at the net there, gets a big point there over Mia Ashbury. So now Wildcats with a little bit of momentum.
They take control.
Oh my goodness, what a hit there. Great dig by Emily Coe at the net, and the Wildcats just not in position to block that, almost like Izzy Davis was about 6 inches to the right of where she needed to be. And, you know, Buck Coe with the proper analogy here. This isn't about, you know, who's the better volleyball team. This last set is all about who can finish.
Who can grade it out. Who could take this last set.
Yeah. Oh, Izzy Davis, frustrated, makes a tough play there, trying to make a play, but staying up for her teammates. And I love the energy and attitude we're seeing there. Oh, and that one's going to get played off the hands of Olivia Sawyer.
Down by 5
And
now.
we're going to get a timeout here from Coach Batchelder. Good timeout. Still under the halfway mark. A lot of volleyball still to be played here. Wildcats just need to, I think 2 of these points here that could have flipped the momentum have been bad serve receives.
Yeah.
You know, that one right there and the one Abby Neff played into the crowd. So that, when you can't keep the ball in play, that's tough. And those are the things that Coach Batchelder has said we need to work on. We need to get better. You know, in the grand scheme of things, you want to win your league, right? You want to come out first. You want that bragging point. But winning league doesn't get you anywhere.
It's all about going to state.
It's all about districts. Winning your district gets you to state. And I don't know what the district plan is, whether it's going to be, whether it's home court advantage for the higher seed or if we're going to play neutral site games. But if that's the case, if it's neutral site, then really it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter where you're at. You're going to beat everybody to get to the district championship and state anyway. If your road's hard, if your road's easy, you just want to be playing your best volleyball here in about 2 weeks. Ooh, and I think we might have had a double hit there. Oh, and there's just nobody in position there to make that play, and Brielle High gonna come in for Izzy Davis. Izzy Davis, who, if this is the last time we've seen her tonight, played an absolutely phenomenal match for the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Popped up, Maddie Cheney there. Uh-oh, free ball for the Lumberjacks. Great hit, and that's going to be in.
Point Wildcats. I don't know what happened.
Apparently the official thought he had a better view on it than line judge Stacy DeShond. We're never going to argue with the official decision when it benefits the Wildcats. Good serve there by Macy. Good block at the net there. That's Emily Coe. Free ball for the Wildcats here.
Dump set.
Oh, and just a great ball placement there by Taylor Jansen. Saw a soft spot in the Wildcats defense. And now we're going to get Izzy Groves into the game here. Down
by 5.
Trailing 9-4 here. Maddie Cheney going to get a little breather. I'm wondering if it's just to get Maddie potentially in a position to rotate back in. Zoe Brooks' hit goes into the net. Danny Hendrickson subbing into the game for Zoe Brooks.
These were not the Wildcats we saw in set 4.
No, and all it takes is a couple mistakes. Like we said, you have to play near perfect volleyball, and realistically, St. Mary's has played really well in this fifth set. And the Wildcats, the Wildcats just struggling to return serves, which is such a hard thing to do. You can't really overcome mistakes like that when you can't keep the ball in play. Ooh, and right there, those are the kind of, it's just been that kind of fifth set for the Wildcats. Steph Batchelder going to take timeout number 2 here, and it's going to take a really, really, really good defensive possession here for the Wildcats, and then honestly, you want to hope that like Zoe Brooks ends up serving the ball and has one of those
that 5-point
magical runs. But the Wildcats trailing by 7 are going to have to be perfect from here on out. You can no longer trade points with the Lumberjacks.
Crowd's not really into it anymore.
I wonder if we should call them the Lumberjills when we're talking about volleyball. Thoughts you have during timeouts. But I think the Wildcats gutted out that 4th set. Which was, they had a big lead. And then, St. Mary's really clawed into it. Wildcats really had to kind of, they had to push that one to the finish line. It was not a great finish in that 4th set. And St. Mary's built upon that momentum and that energy. And just a bad read there. I think Danny Hendrickson thought that might have been going out. But now things are starting to look a little bleak, Easton.
Yeah. Down by 8.
Down by 8. That's a
big margin.
An infinity in volleyball, really. We've seen crazier things. Nice tip there, left hand by Danny Hendrickson. And an even better tip there from Taylor Jansen. And it's really the effort and work of this front line for St. Mary's has been the difference. As great as Maddie Cheney was, especially in that 4th set, it's been the front line of St. Mary's that's really dominated this, along with a ton of just receiving serve errors by the Wildcats. You just put yourself in a spot where if you can't keep the ball in play, you're gonna have a really hard time scoring points. Yeah. Wildcats here still with a shot, though. Hope is not lost.
No.
And that's going to sail along. And now things feeling a little peppier down there on the floor. I think we have serving the ball there.
Abby Neff.
Abby Neff. So capable hands serving the ball. Free ball for the Wildcats here. Great hit by Maddie. And Wildcats. Ooh, Abby Neff going to make a hit. And that's in, calling that in from deep. And Coach Fisher does not agree with the call.
Those hits that she has.
I want to see a replay there. I don't know if we got it in time, but it was a heck of a hit. Wildcats at the net here. What's the call there? I'm not sure, but
down 7, 14-7.
I don't know if the net got pulled or something or what the situation was, but
short
serve into the net. Wildcats still with a little bit of life here. 6 points is not far off of what we've seen tonight from these Wildcats. We've seen runs. Queued up. Great play there. Macy Jerome's in great position. Danny Hendrickson punches it into the back row there. And we're going to get a double hit here.
Down by 5.
Wildcats down by 5. Opportunity is still there. The door is cracked open.
Just got to play Pregame volleyball for
Yeah,
this.
you got to serve well. And that's going to
That's
sail
deep.
long. And I think we might see a timeout here from Coach Fisher, maybe.
I don't think so. It's a little too early.
If the Wildcats can get to 14 here, great serve by Emily Coe, who's really putting a ton of pressure on this St. Mary's back row.
Put in the hands of Maddie Cheney.
Maddie Cheney.
What a hit. Down by I think we're going to see a timeout here now.
She's staying home right now, kind of watching this. If they score again, I think she's
Yeah,
going
we're
to.
gonna
Oh,
get a
there's
timeout.
the timeout right there.
Wildcats down by 3. We're 4 unanswered.
So right now it's a win by 2 situation. So really all you have to do to stay alive is you have to get to 14.
Yeah.
Get to 14, and then yeah. Buttco up there in the booth saying 16 would work.
Why would you tie when you can
Why say 14 when you can just play for the win? But the moxie shown by the Wildcats here these last, 5 points has been absolutely what was needed. At this point, you're in a spot where you really can, you have nothing to hang your head about other than that overwhelming feeling that one of these great teams is going to have to lose this match.
Yeah.
And we'll just say it for what it, losing sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I would rather not lose than win. I hate losing. Oh, and a block. Dang.
That's how it
A
ends.
block is going to end it. Great play by the Wildcats there. Just the way the ball rolls sometimes. You can't even be upset with how that match went. That was just a good old-fashioned volleyball matchup. The girls played absolutely awesome. Both teams played exceptionally well. I think we're in for another really good matchup. Wouldn't surprise me if this was the district championship.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And now we've got the alma mater playing. So we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully you guys can hear that. But there's also something about today they're still proud to be Wildcats. I think they're still proud of how they played. I know we're proud of how they played.
5 sets.
To go 5 sets, to fall behind big early in that 5th set, to turn it into something where St. Mary's was actually sweating there at the end. I think there's a lot to be happy about, a lot to be excited about. Like we said, the Wildcat volleyball program is going to go on the road now. 2 very big matches if they want to lock up the 2nd seed at the district tournament. Shout out to them. Good luck, girls. We love watching you. We're here to support you. We're probably not going to try and watch those matches on NFHS because, quite frankly, those feeds are terrible.
Yep.
But next for the Wildcats Live, we are Friday night
Bonners
at
Ferry.
Teeters Field. A showdown between the Wildcats and the Badgers. For the Wildcats, a win shoots them up the Max Preps rankings. For the Badgers, they're playing to keep their perfect season. Something's got to give.
And Wildcats trying to bounce back after a tough win.
I'm excited for it.
A tough loss.
For Simon Miller, for Buck Coe, for Easton Town and Ty Cheney, I am Josh McDonald. Thank you so much for watching Wildcats Live. We'll see you Friday.